Take a look at all the cool stuff on the table today. In this video, I want to answer a question I get asked quite often by people who are interested in starting out shaving with a straight razor. And it goes something like this. Wow, that's a lot of cool stuff. I don't have a lot of money. What do I actually need? You know, I kind of wanted to start shaving with a straight razor to save money, and I look at all this stuff and I'm like, wow, I can't afford that. Am I stuck shaving with my Mach 3? Well, no, you're not, because a lot of this stuff you don't need, and I'm going to go through and give you my opinion on what you need to have to start out and what you can get later, because I don't want you to waste your money. Even though I do sell some stuff, and it's nice to sell somebody something high-end that they're really going to enjoy, I don't want you to waste your money on it. So if you're not going to use it, or you decide that shaving with a straight razor isn't for you after all, I don't want you to have buyer's remorse for overpaying on something. First and foremost, you do need a blade. So what should I get and how much should I pay? Should I get a brand new one? Maybe order it from one of the popular internet sites? Should I get a vintage one and maybe have somebody sharpen it for me? Or should I salvage a blade and maybe make some new handles? Well, I'd say no for the last one unless you're really feeling adventurous. But it's probably not worth your time if you really want to get started shaving with a straight razor right away and don't want any hassle. So I'd say one of these two options. For the new blades, I would say get a workhorse. Don't get something that's really fancy. You don't need a hugely wide blade. Get something medium size, 5/8 or 6/8, somewhere in that range. And there are websites that you can buy from that will hone the blade for you to have it shave ready. So that will save you money initially on a whetstone or a hone for sharpening. You won't need to buy that until later if you can get a blade that is already shave ready. If you don't get a blade that's shave ready, but it's new, you can have a barber or somebody on the internet shaving forums or whatever hone it for you for $20 or $30 plus shipping, something like that. Same goes with a decent condition vintage blade. You can get a vintage blade for much less than you can get a new blade for, but there's going to be some cosmetic flaws. I'm using this one for example. The scale is actually broken. Let's say this were attached and it was just had a piece broken off on the end. Well, that's not going to affect the shave at all. It just makes it kind of an ugly razor. And then this blade is a little beat up, but it's usable. You could have a professional barber or somebody that you know that already shaves with a straight razor and knows how to hone. You could pay somebody a few bucks to have them fix that up for you. Like I said, maybe $20 or $30. And that would make the investment on this, I don't know, 20 bucks for the blade and then 20 or 30 to get it sharpened, so that's not bad. For an average workhorse like Dovo or something like that, you might pay around 80 or 90, but then again, it's a nice new blade, and you'll pay a little extra for someone to professionally hone it for you, but you're saving money by not getting a hone until later. Let's move on and talk about brushes. So I've heard of about 1 million different types of badger hair. What does all that crap mean? What is standard, super, silver tip, super duper, pure, best, bestest, better badger? Well, there's really no scientific grading of the badger hairs. It's all kind of subjective. It just goes by feel. But in my opinion, I don't think you need to pay for a silver tip. If you get a pure badger like this one, this is a cheap Colonel Conk one, and it's fairly soft, and The plastic handle is not the most beautiful thing, but it's really durable. It's gonna last. It's not gonna be affected by water or moisture. And when you're first starting out, you kind of want stuff that you can beat on and not have to worry about it, because you don't really know what you're doing. It's like getting a teenager an awesome car for his first car. It's just kind of dumb. Here's another pure Badger. This is in a wood handle. This is one that I made. And here's a silver tip, and the tips are finer, but if you get one like this and you use it for a while, it'll get it softer over time. And also, I don't really have too strong of an opinion about which type of Badger you should go. I'd say if you have the money, get a pure, or if you don't have the money, go for a pure. You want a brush. If you do have the money, go ahead and upgrade to silver tip. Why not? It's just nicer. And another reason for that is that if you decide that straight razor shaving is not for you, you can still keep the brush. If you decide to try the old school double-edged safety razors, or if you want to go back to your Fusion or Mach 5 or your Bic dollar store cheap razors, you can still use a brush. For anybody that wet shaves with like a lather and an actual blade, I would totally recommend a brush. So if you don't stick with straight razor shaving, a nice brush isn't going to be money wasted. However, I think once you go higher than the level of silver tip Badger, you kind of reach the point of diminishing returns, where the more you pay, you're not getting a lot more quality and softness. I see like really nice guitars are kind of this way. Seems like once you get maybe past like $1,000 guitar, I'm talking about production guitars, once you get past maybe like $1,000, you're not so much paying for the sound quality and the build as much as you are for sweet materials and cool look and kind of a status thing. And to me, that's sort of what it is to have like a super Badger custom brush with really exotic wood and massive bulb and stuff like that. It's not really needed. You'll do fine with a regular silver tip medium size, or a pure Badger, or a best, or a finest, somewhere in between those, from pure up to silver tip. On the table here, I only have pure and silver tip, so that's what I'm showing you, but somewhere in that range. Alright, now we're over here taking a look at the bowls. In my opinion, starting out, you don't even need a bowl. You can just use your hand. I like to build the lather. If I don't have a bowl, I build the lather in my hand. It's not a problem. I just swish the brush around in the soap, and then I just go back and forth on my hand. I wish I wasn't holding the camera so I could show you. Here, let me try. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, I get my some soap or whatever, and I swish around in there, and then you can build a great lather just with your hand. And if you don't want to do it on your hand, you can just do it right on your face. So I'd save some money and skip on the bowl for now. If you want a bowl, just grab one from the kitchen. This is just a ceramic. I think I got this from like Walmart or Target or something. Anywhere that has like a housewares, just get a little bowl. You know, $3 or $4. This is one that I made. This is rosewood. It's turned on a lathe. It's finished real nice. It's waterproofed and stuff. And in my opinion, it's beautiful. But do you need this? No, not really. It's just kind of something cool to have. And that last thing there is a candle warmer, which I like to set my bowl on to keep it warm while I'm shaving. So when I'm shaving and I set down my brush and it's all soapy in the bowl, and I'm doing my passes on my face, all that stuff, well, when I want to come back for the next pass and soap up my face again, I got a nice hot brush. Don't need that either though.